Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com and my Rad Mini e-bike and my DJI Mini drone and me are headed to my favorite flying park, and because I am testing out the ND filters that I discovered recently, and I want to take a look at the flowering bushes at the park and see what they look like when I get back home from filming. But boy, I think I am in for a real surprise, as you will see as we get to the park. So let's go ahead and get started here. First of all, this is the route that I took, starting from the right to the left, and I thought I'd show this instead of the boring trip down the same old road to get to the park. But as we're going into park here, I want you to look into the sky and see if you can see a little white spot flying around up there. Somebody's flying a model airplane. But when I came into the park, why I paused there, I don't know. But I didn't see it up there when I came in, so I missed it, and then I came around this corner because I'm headed over to where I used to always fly my drones from. I thought I'd go over there today, and now as I come around this corner, I notice there's a model airplane crashing onto the grass. So I came over to the guys that were flying, and here's the conversation that we had.
Hi.
Morning. Are you Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've met you before. I came over flying my drone. You were here flying one time.
I'm looking at you.
And
I'm looking at you. I know
yeah.
this guy from someplace.
Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
it going?
It's going good. Yeah.
Are you still with the? He flies the drone.
Yeah.
He caught me flying here one
So
day.
it turns out I knew both of those guys. I had filmed the guy named Joey. I had filmed his flying before, and I'll try to find a link to that. And the other man, I think his name was Randy, and he came by. He recognized me because I used to come with my wife to the park, and before I started riding my bike, and so we got to visit with them. So I told him I'd see if I could get some videos of their flying, which wasn't easy. There's Joey's plane. He's flying along, and as you can see, it's pretty small. It's hard to spot. So I didn't get a whole lot of shots of his flying because I couldn't find the plane. Here I'm looking for it, and sure enough, there it shows up again. So I was able to get his plane. But anyway, so I filmed his, and then when he I can't remember. I think he tumbled in or something with that one too. He had two planes. So then this is Randy's. He's taken off. He's got a T-26, which is what my son has. He's got one like that. So anyway, my brother and I, when we were kids, we used to fly control line airplanes, but I never really got into RC until I was in my 50s. And that's a little late to get started flying RC airplanes. And of course, I started with the gas models, and they fly too fast. And so when electric models came along, that was what I needed. So I got into flying electric RC planes. I flew several planes here at this park for a few years back when I lived in the HOA. But I haven't flown in the last, more than a year. I haven't flown my RC planes, just stuck with the drones. And by the way, these guys had a lot of questions about drones because they hadn't flown any, and so I spent a lot of time visiting with them and answering their questions. And it was a very enjoyable time. I was glad that we just happened to run into each other at the park. Randy had met me when he was walking through one day while I was flying my drone, and Joey was flying an RC plane, and so I was able to catch him when I was flying my Bebop 2. Well, anyway, I decided, you know what? I came to the park to see if I could find some flowering bushes. Of course, I think it's a little late in the spring to find many, but I flew around a little bit and then I found these. But what I wanted to do was just see what the ND filter did when you get up to close to colorful objects, and so I wanted to take it home and see how it turned out. And so I've been experimenting with different levels of neutral density, and got the higher levels don't seem to work too well for what I like, because flying a drone in the sky, it causes the distant landscape to be a lot darker than I'd like it to be. So I'm using my 16. I tried some higher levels and didn't really appreciate what I saw. So I'm flying the 16, and then I got to thinking, you know what? I'll bet you I could get a good idea of color contrast if I went over to the little playset that I used to bring my grandson over to play. He and I played a lot together on this. So anyway, so that gives us a little bit more of a vivid contrast of colors, and I think I learned what I wanted to from this little experiment, and I had a very enjoyable time visiting with some good friends. Well, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.